Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, fuck everybody, just do your thing.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, why are we this sized? We're differently sized. Everything is wrong. Something every day.
One of these days, it's going to go smooth, and that's going to end, and we're going to be like, "What's up?" And we're going to be all awesome looking. But
it's not like it's an accident. I try to set this up correct every day, and then I turn my computer on. I start it up. I'm like, "Hey, Deacon." He's like, "You're on the run mic," and then I'm like, "Oh, I fixed the mic," and the camera stops working. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on. Good morning, Deacon. How are you? Oh, we're getting close to the fall harvest. We're getting close to Thanksgiving and what is it? Like pumpkin season. How's you having a pumpkin spice latte there this morning?
No, actually, I've got pumpkin spice coffee cream. I don't have my sugar-free coffee creamer. I'm splurging and using a little pumpkin spice with my lactose-free milk. Don't I sound like an old fucking man, an old dad,
or a woman?
My sugar-free and my lactose-free. Let me take my back pill here.
Yeah,
no, as I've gotten older, I've become lactose intolerant too. So it sucks because I love milk. I can drink a gallon of milk.
Well, dude, milk it's pure sugar, man. It's gonna hit your system and it's gonna
I know.
You may say, well, just pour it straight into the grave. It's gonna kill you. You can't drink that stuff.
So yes, pumpkin. I'm a big pumpkin fan, and it got bad rap years ago. What was it, about 10 years ago when everybody's like, pumpkin everything. I mean, now you see pumpkin. I went into the Walmart the other day, and I'm one of those people that sees that shit, and I'm like, ooh, that looks good. And other people are like, they make pumpkin everything. They had pumpkin oatmeal the other day, and I was like, oh, I want to try that.
Guys, pumpkin's not that good.
It's not the flavor of pumpkin. I love it.
Really?
I love that flavor. Yes, I love that flavor.
when I was a kid, every year at like holidays, right? So like around Thanksgiving or whatever, we would go out to our extended family out in East Texas somewhere, and like every year it'd be like, oh, there's gonna be Thanksgiving, and then there's after dinner we all get to eat pies, and you walk past the little, I don't know, cabinet or whatever that had the pie sitting on it, and it's like, oh, that's a pecan pie and a pumpkin pie. Man, come on, where's
You
the good
don't.
ones?
What the
Where's the
hell is
apple
wrong
pie?
with you? Have you never had a pecan pie before?
I've, we had pecan trees that had pecan pie. I don't like pecan pie. It's gross.
You've never had it. You can't eat a pecan and a pecan pie are two completely different things, JJ. You've
Don't
never
like
had a
it.
pecan
No,
pie?
I don't. I
Okay.
never liked it.
All right, pecan pie. I think you're a communist. I really think you're like a
Oh,
Russian communist
communist?
that's been living here, and you're like
I'm not.
you've acclimated very well, but there's little bitty signs that shows that you're not an American. Like you don't like pecan pie. That's a
I'm
big
like
red
Red Guardian in the Black Widow movie.
for
just
you. Is your real
I'm
name
just living
Alexei?
a total fake life, fake normal life.
You've
No,
acclimated very well.
yeah, thanks. No. I always liked coconut cream pie and
Oh,
lemon
yeah, okay.
meringue and apple
See, I'm
pie.
not a big lemon meringue. Apple is all
Really?
right. I like apple. Apple's not my
I like
favorite.
stuff that's tart. I like stuff that's tart.
Okay,
Oh,
fair
okay.
enough.
Mr. E says his favorite pumpkin is the great pumpkin.
Ooh, I'm
Oh,
glad you said that, Mr. E.
wow.
Did
You are
he
gonna
say that
just
on
go
purpose?
ahead and you're
Can
gonna
we
go
give
ahead and
I'm
derail
giving
the show. Let me just
I'm
change
giving
the
Mr.
order of
E
things.
this right here. I'm giving Mr. E the segue of the day
Yeah, it's
trophy.
very good. And now I have to unset
Now
my
we go.
thing that was ready to go. I have to do it again.
You messed JJ up.
I'm
Yay!
just
Way to
I'm just
go.
gonna we're gonna
You're so
it's a
good.
good thing I didn't write the order of the stories on a piece of paper today. Just didn't bother. I gave up.
Great. This is awesome.
No, I was up at like 5 in the morning and I was like, oh, I don't have a title. I like it better when I've got, and we kind of know the stories and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. I'm going to have a good title out of that. And then I can prep the art, set up the post, set up the stream key, prep the thing to do the stuff. And like, I like it better when it's like that. But I wake up at 5 and I'm like, we got these fucking idiot Congress people on both sides saying stupid stuff, and like half of my brain is like, Deacon is just going to get mad that we're even talking about this stuff. Like he's just gonna, I'm gonna be like, we got to talk about this as the news, and Deacon's just gonna be like, I don't want to talk about any of this. So I try to find something for Deacon. I'm trying to make you all happy. Ungrateful children.
I am. I'm a prima donna.
All
I'll
right.
yeah.
All right. So, Mr. E,
Mm-hmm.
good job, sir. Great minds.
Mm-hmm.
So, his favorite pumpkin is the Great Pumpkin. It's the Great Pumpkin. Charlie Brown will not air on TV this year.
Is that a big?
You can-
Is that a big thing?
I mean,
Do
if I
you
tell you,
watch-
you're just going to call me a nominee. No, I don't.
No.
I have
Who-
never
who
in my
watch-
whole life ever
who
thought
watches
that Peanuts
TV?
was funny. I don't understand
I
Peanuts.
I don't think the Peanuts is funny, but I watched them and I enjoyed it. But who watches TV anymore? I will turn it over on
True.
Freevee, and we've got the Roku TV and whatnot that we'll watch that has the commercials in it. It makes it feel like TV. But if I was going to watch The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, it would be on a on-demand streaming service or Plex or Torrents or something.
So many, dude.
Yeah.
There are. It is so much work to watch a show right now that more often than not, I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch anything. I'll just doom scroll the news on my phone.
Yeah, and this is CBS, so we have Paramount Plus, and so I can flip it over and watch what's on CBS live at the time. Stream the
really?
live CBS. I can stream the news, and if they play a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown this year, it'll be on Paramount Plus, and I can watch it. So, I never was a huge. I'm like you. I never was a huge.
I never got it. I never
Yeah,
understood it. I feel like it was for something before my
It
time.
was before our time. It was. It was our parents' generation cartoon.
The only thing I ever understood about Peanuts was like, this is just a sad sack. Like Charlie Brown is a sad sack. His friends all suck. and like nothing
Yeah.
good ever happens to him. Like, what's the
Yeah,
why
Charlie
are we
Brown-
watching this?
I never really liked Charlie. You're right. Charlie Brown was a terrible character. I mean, he really was. You didn't really feel
mean-
sorry for him, but you just kind of, I don't know. I didn't feel sorry
He's
for
a
Charlie Brown. He's just kind of like,
Bald loser that gets beat up by girls. What are you talking about? He's oh, I'm sorry. That was rude. Deacon,
You're so
my daughter last night, I know.
Yeah.
My daughter last night said, Dad, and I said, yes. And she says, I like your hair. And I said, well, I like your hair too. I'm washing her hair. And then she says to me, where's Deacon's hair on your show? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't ever seen it.
You need to, that don't bother me. You need to like explain to her and let her ask me or something, and I'll explain it to her.
Yeah,
I
right.
have hair and I
I'm-
don't grow
she-
hair anymore.
Yeah, she very well may. She could just come downstairs
That's
and
fine.
it's just like,
I'm cool with kids. I'm cool with kids asking blunt questions like that, because if kids don't ask blunt questions like that, they're not going to know the answers. You know, I'm
So-
not one of those people that shuts kids up.
Now, I don't like Peanuts, and I don't like Charlie Brown. Snoopy is kind of okay. And Snoopy's kind of okay because every time that I can remember, he was either just like hanging out on top of his doghouse and just didn't care what anybody else was doing or saying. I kind of get the feeling that Snoopy is maybe an okay character, just because he's totally ambivalent about what all the other people are doing. But Mr. E says Snoopy is the best.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Let's see how I can tie that to, I don't know. Let's just go with somebody that died.
We have
I don't
the
know.
smartest people that will listen to our show and watch our show.
Yeah. You
They
guys
are-
can bridge this. You guys can bridge this. You can figure it out. All right, Deacon.
I would have never guessed this. Never
Yeah, I
guessed
don't know.
comment.
I don't know. I mean, how do I go from one to just? I don't know. I'm not a wrestling follower. I know the name Deacon. The son of WWE Hall of Fame wrestler Kevin Nash
That
has passed away.
That is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Kevin Nash. He was when he first got in, he had the name Diesel for a long time. He was
Okay.
in the when they broke off in the 90s, the WCW started getting World Championship Wrestling started getting big as WWF at the time. Kevin Nash moved over with like Hulk Hogan and Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, and all those kind of bigger WWF names at the time, and they made WCW kind of, you know, a huge name at the time. It was a huge contender. Kevin
Did
Nash.
that get folded into W?
Yeah, it lasted a long time, and it was doing some. I think it was doing some damage profit wise, and I think there was a deal or something that was made. Eric Bischoff was the guy that was over WCW. I was a huge wrestling fan, huge. I've seen.
Yeah,
WWE.
you sound like a kayfabe. That's the word,
Yeah.
kayfabe.
I've been to dozen WWF and WCW matches, live matches and stuff. I'm a huge wrestling fan, or was. I don't watch it anymore. Kevin Nash, though, is an unbelievable wrestler, super good guy, super nice guy. I hate to hear this. I really hate to hear this, that his son at 26 years old passes away. They didn't say why he passed away, but I mean, I'm going to assume that because it's on the Daily Wire and they're not releasing what he died from, I'm just going to be an ass and assume of what it was. And I'm not going to say it because YouTube are a bunch of fucks. Is why I'm not going to say it. So you can guess what you think he died from.
Oh, see, you're
Since
thinking
everybody else is
that
dropping fucking dead from it.
Mm.
I'm
that was not my first. That was not my first guess.
That wasn't your first guess. After 160 children have passed away in the Philippines, and people are dropping dead on camera all over the place, and people are mysteriously dying, and they're not saying why these people are mysteriously dying. I haven't said the word.
You told me I don't want to talk about this.
I know, but I hadn't said the word.
So
I'm
was guessing.
I'm stupid, by the way. Remember, I'm a stupid conspiracy theorist that doesn't know my ass from a hole in the ground.
No, I actually was thinking it was possibly fentanyl related.
Well, it might have been. I could be completely 5,000,000% wrong and making an ass out of myself in front of the whole world on the camera right now, and I don't give a shit if I am or not. But
so I used the term incorrectly. A kayfabe. I thought it was a hardcore fan. It is keeping up the character you play at all times, according to my brother. So maybe I'm wrong about that. I thought it was just a hardcore, like a hardcore
I've
fan.
never heard that word before in my life, and I've watched wrestling since the early 80s.
I don't claim any personal knowledge. I have a former coworker who was like so into wrestling, like he would go to all the local
I'm not that
wrestling
into it.
guys, you know what I mean?
I went to a local wrestling thing one time because the guy that teaches our local wrestling or did in the 90s was he taught Jeff Jarrett and Sting and a bunch of them back in the day.
Oh,
So
really?
we went to watch some of these up and comers, and there was one guy that wrestled that night named Ashley Hudson. Was this guy, the Australian Ashley Hudson? I remember his name because he was really freaking good at our little bitty local wrestling. And about 2 months later, he was a jobber on WCW. They're WCW. They introduced
That's cool.
Ashley Hudson, and he walks out. He loses the
That's
match.
cool.
That's what a jobber is. A jobber loses the match.
Yeah.
And
Your
he
job's to get
and
bounced
he-
on
he-
to elevate the character story of whoever.
yeah, he
is
wrestled
different,
like
you know.
3 or 4 times
Yeah.
on there as a jobber, and it was cool because he was not bad. But I was a big wrestling fan. I saw this morning. Ashley sent this to me because she knows I used to love wrestling stuff, and I love Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They were just Diesel and Razor Ramon. The character that Scott Hall played was one of my favorite wrestling characters of all time. Scott Hall just passed away last year. He was one
Oh,
of my
really?
He was my absolute number one favorite wrestler. I was very devastated when he died. My buddies were messaging me when Scott Hall died. They were like, dude, Scott Hall died, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I know, man. That fucking sucks. But I like Kevin Nash. I hate to hear this about his son because he seems like he is a very genuinely nice person from all the shit that I've seen about him over the years. I just hate that this has happened. I just wanted to bring this up. Mysteriously
Yeah, that
died,
sucks.
according to the Daily Wire. And the Daily Wire just don't mention celebrities' children's deaths. You know, it's not one of those websites like the fucking BuzzFeed or whatnot. They mention legitimate things that should concern
It
you.
is
They're mentioning
curious that it's on the
probably-
Daily Wire.
Right,
That is interesting. That's on the Daily Wire.
That's why my big assumption may be fucking correct. All right, there's two
Right.
big red flags there. Daily Wire
You
not releasing
you are not wrong. That is a compelling argument right there. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it'll come out right eventually.
well, maybe not. Taylor Hawkins, the drummer for the Foo Fighters, one of my favorite drummers of all times. Me and my brother absolutely loved Taylor Hawkins. If you're Dave Grohl's drummer, you've got to be a fucking fantabulous drummer, man. And he died of no fucking reason, but they were going down to South America. And
how good a drummer do you have to be for Dave Grohl to turn the sticks over to you?
Exactly. That's what we always said. If Dave Grohl, if Dave Grohl picks you for his drummer,
he was like, bro, I was Nirvana. Yeah, right.
Dave Grohl, if you watch him, because I'm a drummer, drummers have styles. Dave Grohl and Animal from the Muppets have the same drumming style. If you watch, they
just
throw their arms up. It's like this. He throws his arms up. He's always drummers are supposed to use their wrists. You're not supposed to throw your arms up. You're supposed to use your wrists.
It's supposed to be. You're supposed to have a dexterity and finesse, right? Not wild attempt to destroy every drum you touch.
Sometimes.
All right. God, this is not a cool segue. I am.
That's all right.
And I am dying. I am killing myself to not make some sort of a death related joke since we just had a death story. So like I'm trying to be like respectful, and I'm struggling. I'm just letting you guys know that I'm genuinely struggling. I don't know if it's because I just have a black sense of humor or whatever, but anyway, I am actively making a thing of not
got a dark sense of humor
making a dick joke.
Yeah,
all right. So speaking of other things that are dying, so is your Netflix password sharing. I could not say it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Guys, give me a thumbs down or whatever. That was so awful. JJ. Oh, there's no thumbs down on Rumble. I guess you'll just have to hit a thumbs up. On rumble.com/JJW, by the way, if you guys haven't, if you're not watching it over there, that's what we need you to be. All right, the end of Netflix password sharing is coming. Deacon, I know this probably maybe hits close to your heart. I don't watch Netflix because
Uh,
Cuties is gross.
I don't
But
think
go ahead.
Cuties, a show that was on, it's probably not even on fucking Netflix anymore.
Probably not.
that
I've
you
never
should
forgiven
have
him.
not watched because there's thousands of things on there that I have in my list that I haven't even watched yet. But
Right?
whatever. I don't use Netflix. Honestly, I don't use it
Oh,
as
yeah.
much as I did anymore. I mean, we still pay for it. I've had it for years, but I don't.
That's
I
the
don't
trick, isn't it?
share. I don't think I share my Netflix password with anyone. If I do, it's like my son at his mom's house or something, and I don't even think that. I don't even think.
Right.
I don't think I share it with anyone. I
I
have the
think that
4
they're going to
devices.
start charging for stuff like that, though.
Yeah, I have the 4 devices package,
Oh, okay.
where you can watch it on 4 screens because I had the 2 and it was the kids would be watching something or whatnot. And this was years ago
Right.
before all the other streamings. We got Disney and Paramount and Prime and all that crap now, Roku and Pluto and all that shit. So
Dude, there's so many. It
so
takes
many.
so long. It's so long.
So
They're like, where was the show? What thing was it on that I was able to
if
watch it on?
if Netflix raises my price anymore, first of all, if they raise my
They will.
price any
Oh, they
fucking more,
will.
and they will, I'm anticipating it, or they start charging me this extra fee and I'm not sharing it, kind of like that fucking universal service fee that the fucking telephone companies charge you every month. Do you know what that is? Do you know how
I
that
don't have
started?
I
About
don't have a
20 years ago?
telephone.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. 20 years ago, when you were paying your phone bill, you paid this thing that the phone bill, if you look on your bill, it's called the universal service fee. The universal service fee was because the government told the phone companies they had to offer cheap phone service to people that couldn't afford it in rural areas. So you paid for it. Anyway, if they start charging me this shit, if they start charging Netflix a service fee for password sharing of like $1 or something,
Yeah.
I will uninstall that shit and cancel that shit faster than you've ever fucking thought, man.
So you know
I
what the
don't
funny
like
thing
that.
is?
I don't
Here's the funny thing. 25 years ago, Deacon, 25 years ago, we were all paying for cable TV with 150 channels or whatever.
that you
Too
watch
many channels to
4.
get through to watch 3 or 4. And you're like, why can't we just buy the 3 or 4 we want? Right. Well, here we
All
are, it's
part.
2022, and you can have the ones you want. And I'm over here complaining like, there's too many. This is too much work for being entertained.
You're right. I used to bitch that there were like 3 tiers on your packages that you had to buy from your cable companies, the low,
Yeah.
middle, and high. And I used to
And the
bitch
ones
because the ones at the
go
top
ahead.
were the ones that had all the fucking channels that you wanted to watch. The ones at the bottom were a bunch of shit that you didn't want to watch. I
Yeah.
wanted to watch like the military channel, the Discovery Channel, National Geographic. Those were my main 3 channels that I had to have because I watched them all the time. And those
Right.
are on the fucking $90 package. And if you'll also
Yep.
notice with the parents and whatnot, the parents with kids, all of the fucking kids shows, all of the kids networks were on the $90 package. All of that
Yeah.
expensive
Oh yeah.
shit. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
we asked for a la carte for years and
Yeah.
we
And now you
never
got
got
it.
it. So now that now that the streaming services over the years, the past decade or so, has gotten big and it's kind of pushing cable out, I kind of laugh. I'm like, y'all see, sons of bitches, we tried to get you. We tried to, give you a little longevity, and now they're having to figure out all this different ways. Netflix must be hurting if they're charging. They've
Well,
been worried about this for years, though.
so
They're not
I
going. Do you
mean,
think they're going to make any extra money? They're going to make up the revenue from the lost people. If you're sharing, if 1 in every 50 people, I'm not going to say how many people you think sharing their passwords. 1 in 10, 5 in 10.
I think it's pretty common.
You think it's higher than that? You think it's
Yeah.
8 in 10?
I know that I've shared my password with my
Okay,
brother.
let's say that it's 8. Let's say that it's super high in 8 and 10. Out of those 8
Yeah.
people,
And
out
I
of
don't
those
think it's that
8
high, but I think it's
people,
probably like 4 out of 10, probably.
okay, well, let's
40%
just go half and half and say 5 out of 10, half the people with Netflix accounts share their passwords. Out of those 5 people, how many people will legitimately get a Netflix subscription once this is canceled? So is Netflix legitimately right? You're exactly right. So is Netflix
No.
going to make up for the revenue, or are they just going to make a little bit of
No.
extra
You
money
know
from
what they're going to do? They're going to convince people that are passively watching Netflix now that might become customers of their own later when it becomes slightly inconvenient. They're going to convince customers to be like, oh, we can't watch Netflix. Well, let me see what else is out there. Oh, Freevee. That's neat. Let me look at that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they're going to
Pluto.
make customers
that's
for
neat.
everybody else.
Yeah, Pluto. That's cool. Oh, that's super neat.
Yeah.
And
No,
Netflix really doesn't have anything exclusive right now that you want to watch like the others do. The Witcher was okay. It wasn't grand. I can't think of anything else. Where's my phone? I can't think of anything.
There was
like the Dahmer thing.
Three or 4 years ago, there was an Altered Carbon series that was good. And I think they did a sequel. I never watched the sequel. The sequel series. But you know what? They don't really have original content. So Paramount has the advantage of being like, well, if you want to watch Star Trek, or I think it's Paramount, right? Paramount Plus, that they do all the Star Trek. So some of these, of these different traditional networks, they have these intellectual property mines that they can mine for content. Netflix is basically just, a reseller of other properties, which is why they invested so much money into generating original IP. But the original IP doesn't stick because
Okay, so only on Netflix. I'm just going through with my little scroll here across the screen. All right, this is Netflix.
Hello, Deacon. I'm going to announce we have a Chicago 420. Haven't seen it before. Good morning, sir.
I'm going to give you a
big shout out.
A Chicago 420.
Chicago 420. We got a new person in
not Illinois 420, but Kentucky 420. It's not as good, but I understand. Okay, so only on Netflix, The Witcher, the Joel McHale show with Joel McHale, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is actually a pretty funny show.
Oh my gosh, is that the one? Is that? I think that's my ringer on my because that song is so funny.
Yeah, that probably is your ringer on your phone. Damn it. Yeah. That probably is. I can see you having that.
I'm pretty sure it is. My phone's always on mute. But
the Castlevania series. There is this show on Netflix that me and Ashley and the kids Kendra absolutely love, and it's called The Circle. And it's a game show. It's a social media game show that's really freaking awesome. I'm not going to explain it, but we got hooked on it. So yeah, those are some of the only on Netflix. So that even that show, The Circle, that we love is not enough to get me to pay an extra month. Oh, there's a new season of The Circle. We got to buy a month of Netflix. No, that's not. No. Netflix. The only reason I have Netflix right now is because I have had it for 9 years.
Yeah, you have inertia. You got momentum going on. And you know what? I don't think Amazon Prime is in much better a situation than Netflix is, except for the fact that so many people have Amazon Prime to get their toilet paper delivered, right? So aside,
Prime has one thing over Netflix and it has accessibility to a lot more stuff than Netflix does. Even if it's not on Prime, I have access to buy it or rent it. Because we have bought
and they have. That's true. That's true. So like Amazon Prime's in a better situation in that regard. I mean, aside from the fact that people are just buying cat food and all of that other stuff on Prime, but the Prime TV service, just the service, it's got some original content that's pretty good. I watched Samaritan.
You really liked the Wheel of Time series, didn't you?
God, I hate you. I hate you.
I had to. Come on. That was a cheap shot. Come on. That was a good one.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna exempt. Yeah. Some bastard.
I know. You love me.
Okay. They are ruining other stuff. Okay. Let's move on. We got a lot of other stuff to talk about here. I'm gonna do some quick here. And then we'll get to the interesting stuff. We got. Hey, if you see my name right now, look at my name.
JJ.
WFO. That's right. We're going to get there. But first, let's talk a little bit of politics.
I saw that, and so that's why I named mine DEEK, the sound that they make. Sorry, that was stretching. No, that was I was stretching there.
All right. So here we go. We got a Congressional Black Caucus. You know what the Congressional Black Caucus is, I'm sure. It's members of Congress that I guess identify as black, and they caucus together to try to push certain issues through.
Do they not have to actually be black? They can identify as black?
I don't
Because
know what all of
there
them.
was that girl years ago.
Yeah.
Remember that woman that
Oh,
identified as black, and we were like,
not
everybody's like,
that's not just years ago. She still does that.
oh, she still
Jeremy,
does it.
Jeremy, find her name and post her name in chat. She
Oh
still
my
does that.
god, yeah, that was like,
She's like, and you know what? I was listening to somebody on YouTube. There's a black guy on YouTube. I guess they had a show or something, and he said, I think it was on one of those YouTube clips, and he was like, it is more reasonable for you to identify as a different race than to identify as a different gender, because race is actually a continuum, because nobody's actually white, nobody's actually black. My kids are not actually just Hispanic or
Hispanic.
whatever. They're like, it's like, oh, my grandfather was white or my great grandfather was black, whatever. We're all mixed up. And I view everybody as like
close on both sides of I've got Cherokee very close on both sides of my family.
Right. So it's more like, even black people are not black. White people are not white. I don't even like identify white. I just think I'm just a person. But it's more reasonable for you to be like a white person that says I'm black. That's more reasonable than for you to be like a guy is like, I'm a girl. I didn't make that point. Somebody else made that point. And I was like, that is a good point. And that kind of point will get you canceled from Facebook and Twitter or whatever. Shit. It's just less of I have a where person story later in the show. Hang in there, guys.
All right.
We got a where person story. Anyway, oh my God, what did I do? Here we go. Congressional Black Caucus backs a white Democrat over a black Republican, because it's not about black or white. It's about tribe. It's about making sure that their tribe, Democrat tribe, gets theirs. So no fidelity to the Black Caucus. They're not backing black. They're backing Democrats. That's what they're about. So, and as a giant surprise to absolutely nobody. All right, guys, fathers, this one is going to make you mad, and you rightfully ought to be. And let me preface this story with F this dude, and he should go to jail, and I don't care what his circumstances were. I hear your computer sounds, Deke. Arizona Republican piece of shit. Pardon my language. I just wanted to clear that video, pre-review. GOP candidate quits after cop catches him jerking his meat outside of a preschool. See, here's the thing. Republicans, we'll just hang out our criminals out to dry. like take this dude, run him downtown, book him. We don't give a half a crap.
No. We don't need to book this guy. No.
What do you want to do with him?
I want to get a couple of other dads and drag his
hold
ass
on.
out
Let me
of that car.
Stop. Let me pause you before I get censored for inciting violence.
Okay, but that's what I want to do.
I'm not in disagreement with you.
No, I won't say it, but I'll just leave it to I'll use theater of the mind. I want to take a couple of other dads and a pair of scissors, and that's it, and talk and have a long conversation with him. Is what I want to do. It might get a little messy.
This guy's story, and no excuses. No, there's no excuse. Like, what are you doing? There's no good excuse for this. But obviously, the thing that we assume is like he's doing it because he's there, and his story is basically like, "Oh, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I was."
I don't care, dude.
He says,
if you are having to masturbate in your car, you've got something wrong with your fucking head.
Yeah,
you need to talk to somebody.
He says, I'm stressed. I'm really stressed. I didn't realize where I was. I just pulled into a parking lot. I was trying to relieve my stress. Nah, dude, you're at a preschool. And, if you get booked into jail and some bad stuff happens to you, guess who feels bad for you? Nobody. Don't care. To hell with that guy. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. The Black Democratic Caucus would back a white candidate, even though they're supposed to be the Black Caucus. They're backing a white candidate because she's a Democrat, because that's more important than their core values. Republicans will hang a disgusting Republican pedophile, maybe pedophile adjacent, I don't know, whatever, out to dry, because, tribe is not the most important thing. All right. We got another one here. And if you guys have comments about this, let me know. I got to be careful. I'm almost yelling in my house and my kids are upstairs asleep still. All right. Deek, I don't know if you know who Maya Flores is, but she is a rising star in the Republican Party. Republican Maya Flores has a higher net favorability among Hispanics than Ocasio-Cortez. Recently elected Texas Republican Maya Flores. I think she got elected like in March. It was like a special session type thing to fill a seat. U.S. Rep. Maya Flores has a higher net favorability among Hispanic voters in the United States than United States Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez from New York, according to a new poll. Media strategist Sopo said his firm teamed up with another polling firm, WPA Intelligence, to conduct a national poll of Hispanic voters on behalf of Bienvenido US.
All right, are we done
That's
about the gross guy? Are we
what else is there to say? At the hell with that guy. And
All right, good.
and as I said before, if you look at the prior story, right?
Yeah.
Black caucus, which is really just Democrats, would rather back a white rep than another black person because because it's all team Democrats.
Because it's
It's all
not black
tribe Democrats.
caucus. They're just using that word to get a certain portion of the population to automatically get
Yes.
behind them. You know
What I'm saying is that
all it
Democrats are going to
is.
back Democrats no matter what. No matter what, doesn't
Right.
matter. And there's nothing wrong with her. But they claim the black banner as like we're standing for black, and then they would hang a black candidate that's a Republican out to dry because it's really all about party. Whereas Republicans we hang disgusting people out to dry and put them on TV and send them to jail, and like we don't we're not tribal as much.
There was and I still follow him. I follow 500 something people, so I don't want to go through and try to find who it is. There was I follow a lot of folks on Twitter, and there was a black guy that I followed from New York City. And I started following him because he was an outspoken Republican, but he made these videos where he would walk around the streets of New York City and he would walk up to black people that were on the streets of New York City and be like, "Are you going to vote for Donald Trump?" And they'd be like, "Hell no, I ain't voting for Donald Trump." And he'd be like, "Why not?" And then they would say, and then he would sit there and educate them on all of the things that Donald Trump had done just for the black community.
Okay, are you sure that's New York? Because I think that's LA. Because I think I follow that guy too.
No, it was New York.
That's New York. Okay,
there's a guy that does it in New York City, but if there's a guy that does it in LA, that's freaking awesome too. But this guy did it in New York because he walks around Harlem, and you can see that it is definitely New York. And I've seen him do this to dozens of different black people, black strangers around New York. And afterwards, after he's educated all of them on all this different stuff that they never heard that Donald Trump had done for just the black people, that that got them curious. It got their minds curious. Because things
I can't find his channel right now, but
it's not just black people. It's Hispanics, it's whites, it's everybody. They do this to white people too. They do this to us and try to get us.
Sure,
they do it. It doesn't matter what race you are.
All right.
We
Mr. E
for white people.
Mr. E is opposing my assertion. He says Republicans are just as tribal. And sure, there's a faction. Look, there's a faction on both sides that are tribal. Yeah.
Would you consider me and JJ, Mr. E? Would you consider me and JJ crazy Trumper, Karen type people that you see all the time that are crazy? We love Trump, die hard, bleed for Trump. Fuck Trump.
I will tell you right now, I think Trump is hilarious. I think Trump has done some good things. And I would back another candidate over Trump if that other candidate was better on certain issues. I don't know which ones are there. I will
back another candidate over Trump right now because I think Trump is the worst fucking thing we could do. That Republicans could do to put in office is to get him to try to be reelected again. I think that's the worst thing.
So Mr. East says he thinks some good stuff is done too. He's done some good stuff too.
He's-
Yeah,
you're right.
I honestly think he's pretty moderate. It look not Trump. Well, Trump is actually pretty moderate. He's basically a New York Republican is like a Southern Democrat. You know,
As much as I haven't liked certain presidents, Clinton and Obama and all them, they all did do. We can't say that they didn't do a good thing while they were in office.
I mean, Nancy Pelosi's never done anything good. I can say that.
That's the only fucking person.
Let me see. Hold on. No, she's not the only person. I got a picture of him right here. Every one of these people right here have done nothing but bad.
I'm ashamed, but you don't see him anymore. Did he die? Did Harry Reid die?
Harry Reid died. Yeah, he was. I think the senator of Nevada.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Yeah, he died.
Oh, good. I forgot that he died, but I was always waiting for him and Nancy Pelosi to kick the bucket. They were the worst things, in my opinion, the worst things in America. And Mitch McConnell was right there behind them. And the only reason I didn't say anything bad about Mitch McConnell is because I live in Kentucky and he actually does good things for us.
No, look, I'm not going to say Mitch McConnell doesn't get stuff for Kentucky. Of course he does. But he is a total piece of trash. And Rand Paul isn't Rand Paul your other senator?
Mm-hmm.
Rand Paul is probably one of the only people in the Senate that is a principled human being,
decent human being.
Yeah. So
yeah, I love Rand Paul.
All right. Anyway, I don't know how we're slightly off topic.
All right.
Here, but all right. So what I'm talking about here at this moment is Maya Flores. Maya Flores is and you may not be aware of who she is, but she was elected in a special election around March, I think. I think the seat was vacated. We did an election to fill it in West Texas. Okay. West Texas, Rio Grande Valley. You know, we do stories about migrants getting caught in Rio Grande Valley all the time. The border states traditionally are blue. In March, or I think it was March of this year, Maya made news by running to fill that seat and getting elected, flipping it from blue to red. And it's part of a trend among the border states that the border states are actually flipping from blue to red. And it's that Hispanic vote that's doing it, because they're just as tired of crime and rampant lawlessness as anyone else. So in West Texas, 2 lifelong Hispanic Democrat judges in border counties switched parties and are now running for re-election as Republicans. And both of those judges were among the first to declare an invasion on the southern border on July 5th, which we covered on this show. And you would know about if you had been subscribed. Please subscribe, follow our show, rumble.com/JJW. Okay, according to the poll, Flores has a national favorability rating of 38.1% and an unfavorability rating of 24.5%. That's mostly people who don't know her name. AOC has a favorability rating of 42.3 compared to an unfavorability rating of 36.3. But he also notes that in the poll, 54% of likely Hispanic voters in the entire United States primarily live in 3 states, California, Texas, Florida, and 23% of the likely Hispanic voters live in swing states. So the poll found that 60% of Hispanics said that they are bothered by the direction of the Democratic Party. Let me repeat this again. 54% of Hispanic voters live in California, Texas, and Florida, 3 of the most important states for electoral votes. 23% of Hispanic voters live in swing states, and 60% of Hispanics nationally said they are bothered by the direction of the Democratic Party. It's more evidence that in the next couple of weeks, we are going to have some repercussions for the last 2 years of Democratic policies. And, you know, Democrats that have been thinking that Hispanics were going to vote as monolithically as the Black population does, well, that's not true. The Hispanics are a very diverse group. They come from all different places. They have traditional values all over the place. And the run up of the last 20 years of Democrats thinking that, people with brown skin are going to vote Democrat. Well, people make judgments based on values. Okay. And the values demonstrated right now by the Democratic Party, let's leave the border open. Let's tank the economy. Let's not pump any gas. Let's send every fucking bomb in the United States to Ukraine so that we can start World War III. Maybe Democrats don't think that's reasonable. All right. Whoops. I got very close to a rant there. Okay.
I know. I was getting the graphic ready.
Sorry, I'm
Why is everybody
just
calling me today? God damn it.
got that phone. All right. I was gonna play this. You guys can look it up, but I'll just show it to you real quick. I was gonna play this, but we're running out of time. Apparently AOC, like look at me doing my job of I'm talking about Maya Flores, Hispanic candidate, compared against AOC. Apparently AOC got oh my god. Shh. Don't yell in my ears. Apparently AOC got heckled by a bunch of her own constituents. That's funny. You guys go watch that on there. All right, Deacon.
Don't do the prime minister story yet. Don't.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that one at all. I'm not.
No,
I dropped it out.
I want to talk it. I want to mention it because I've got something funny to say about it. I got a joke.
Oh, okay.
A particular joke for that. We can just do it right now. I've got 40 seconds.
You need a second. You need a second. Oh, I don't even have it handy.
So. No. Everybody's probably heard by now. Liz Truss. She resigned as prime minister, right?
Yeah.
45 days. Everybody's making
45
fun of her.
days.
45 days. Short prime minister, right? Everybody's making fun of her. I'd like to point out something. Truss served under more monarchs than any prime minister in the last 70 years.
Record breaking. Congratulations, Miss Truss. You can file for unemployment down at the local local office over there in the UK. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, man, we got 12 minutes and we got two big things we need to talk about. And I just wanted to make Deacon chuckle, but I don't think I'm going to get to because he's on the phone right now. Look at him; he's doing radio work over there. I know it's not Wednesday. I know the moon is not full, but. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have a were-person sighting, and this is something you guys got to pay attention to. You do not want to get caught out somewhere where there's a were-person. You could get bit. You might catch this. It's dangerous stuff. Here in North Carolina, high schools cancel their volleyball games against one school after a were-person player injures another girl. So high schools in Cherokee County.
So much trouble.
What? Hey, make sure that you guys remember rumble.com/JJW because my actual YouTube channel could get totally deleted.
Canceled.
So high schools in Cherokee County, North Carolina have canceled volleyball matches against one school after a were-person athlete injured a girl at a recent game. I don't know how you say it, Hawassi Dam player. I don't know what that means.
Other school. It's another school.
Yeah. So a biological girl suffered head and neck injuries resulting in long-term concussion symptoms, including vision problems. The girl has not been cleared to play again by her primary care physician or neurologist. The Cherokee County Board of Education voted 5-1 to declare a safety issue and canceled all games against Highlands High after coach and Cherokee board member Joe Wood said he had never seen a hit like this before. No shit. You put a man on a court with girls and be like, do what you do. Bam.
This is not saying anything disparaging about the female gender. Girls
not at all.
Are some of the best athletes in the entire world. Men and women are built differently. And not everybody is, but this is a prime example of what we're saying. This is what was the boy that turned into a girl that was swimming and, he couldn't even fucking qualify as a boy. He couldn't even qualify in the males, but he just decides all of a sudden that he's a girl. And then he starts swimming on the girls division and he wins everything. And then all those girls I feel sorry for the women that have actually, if my daughter was a volleyball player, which she does play volleyball, but if she was doing this and then all of a sudden, and she busted her ass in this, and I invested all this money and time to foster my child's love and her talent, and she gets up there and she's one of the best, and then some fucking guy because he decides that he's a girl now, gets up there and he can fucking hit the ball harder than her, or he can, because he's got more muscle mass or whatnot, and it ruins everything that she's done, scholarships and all this shit for her life, I would be fucking pissed off too, man.
Dude.
As a dad, I would be mad as shit.
And you know what?
I'm sorry that
it's not really.
I keep talking because I'm used to filling
my
dead
wife
air,
just
so I have to remember to.
Yeah, everybody. It is a failure of all of the leaders of these schools that they're even letting this happen to start with. It's obvious. It's not about girls are weaker than boys. Boys are biologically different bone density, different muscle structure, everything. Size. Boys are taller, broader shoulders, leaner. They built to fight things, dude. We had a video yesterday of some boys fighting a bear and lived. So, it's not about girls being weak. It's about they're different. And this ideological fucktard nonsense that, boys and girls are the same and a boy can identify as a girl. Okay, fine. You can call yourself whatever you want, but you can't play sports with my daughters. That's what you can't do.
And you can't go into the fucking bathroom with them either.
Yeah, for real.
I saw the best solution to that in a bar.
Dude, hold on.
In a bar. The best.
Dude says hormones are the main difference. Hormones, sure.
Right,
hormones
man.
are the different.
In every fucking body, every single person. JJ and me both have completely different hormones in our body right now, but that we're both still men.
Yeah, well, listen, from birth, males already have more testosterone building into their system from birth. Males have a lifelong advantage of having higher bone density and developing fast twitch muscle fibers. It doesn't matter that you start hormone treatment at 12 years old or whatever kind of child abuse you're being allowed to be put through. And it doesn't matter if you take it for 5 years, you're still a male that transitions to a female is still going to have the physical advantages of being taller, leaner, higher bone density, faster, especially in sports.
Listen, I am so mixed up over this whole topic, this whole thing, because I believe and feel one way, but I have a very good friend that was very upset for a while. Yeah. And you could tell that this person was very upset. And now they are not upset, and they are happy, and they love their life.
Oh, I know. I think I know what you mean.
And they have done this transition. And I look at my friend who I care about greatly. I care about their well-being. And I look at them and say, man, I don't want your physical health to be, but I want your mental health to be happy. And I saw your mental health when it was not happy. And I see your mental health now that it is happy. And if this makes you happy, who the fuck am I to judge? You know?
Okay.
I'm so torn.
I know, I understand you being torn, but and you can have compassion for your friend, right? You can have compassion for that. But if you're a parent out there and you don't let that compassion allow your city government, your schools to make rules that put your kids in danger.
Okay, so let me say this. I saw this picture. It was probably on Reddit of, and when I saw this picture, I was like, this is the best solution to this gender bathroom issue. On the bathroom doors was not man or woman. There was a picture of a toilet bowl on one, and there was a picture of a urinal on the other, because the one bathroom had nothing but urinals, and the other bathroom had nothing but enclosed stalls.
Right.
It was not a man's bathroom with 2 stalls and 3 urinals. There was in women's bathroom with all the enclosed stalls. Right. There was enclosed stalls and one with urinals with little dividers, I'm sure. I thought that was the best solution. That's
I
the
mean,
best.
why don't we just have single bathrooms? Why don't we just
Or
have
single
bathrooms that are
bathrooms.
one stall? You go in, there's one toilet, one sink. You don't share the bathroom if
I'm
that's
with
your
that too.
concern.
Because I mean, you might not have had to deal with this yet. You may have. You've got 2 girls. And Maggie, who's 10 now, brought this up in Walmart the other day. We was over and we walked to the toy aisle, me and her, and she's as tall as me. And we're looking at stuff and she goes, Dad, remember when I was little and every time we would come to this aisle, I had to use the bathroom? And I was like, God, yes. Every time when Maggie was like 1 or 2 or 3 or whatnot, when she was little and wanted to go, when she was starting to walk 1, 2, 3,
Right.
and I was with her by myself, every time we would go to Walmart and go to the toilet aisle, she would have to use the damn bathroom. She would. And I would have to take her into the men's bathroom, to do that. Have you had to take your daughter into the men's
I'd
bathroom?
like 1,000 times.
Okay, yeah. So
Sure, absolutely.
when I did that, I didn't think anything of it. But once I got in there with my daughter, all those thoughts start hitting you. Oh my God, is somebody going to say something? What happens when something comes in or
I take
whatnot?
I take him in the bathroom and we go into a stall and I close
Go
the
into the
door
big
and I'm like,
handicap stall, close the door,
yeah,
use the bathroom,
right.
and then when she was big
And
enough,
I'm
I
I'm
remember,
happier whenever there's just a family bathroom because usually
Mhm.
back when my kids were younger, they just had that little kangaroo table thing to change the diapers or whatever. They're old enough now that we don't need to have
I
that.
remember the first time she went into the women's bathroom by herself with just
I
me. I
I
was
kind of
very,
dread.
yeah,
I
I
kind
was
of dread
very, I was
that.
standing like right outside the door, but I was trying to keep that. I don't want people to think I'm the creeper man standing outside the women's bathroom door. My freaking daughter is inside.
Right.
So,
All right.
yeah.
I should have. I lost the opportunity to play my Where Person intro, Hal. Sorry about that, guys. I want to do it now, but it's just too late. Okay, we got it. Last story, and we got to go. I was going to cover the Hunter Biden thing. This isn't it. Hunter Biden's getting sued, or the Biden campaign is getting sued by the computer store owner that possessed the Hunter Biden laptop because defamation. Because they were like, "Oh, that's Russian disinfo. We got 50 CIA liars." Anyway, he's suing the Biden campaign. We'll see how that goes. We'll bring it up another day. But title story of the day, Deacon: dramatic videos of UFOs over the Pacific Ocean have been revealed as expert pilots describe seeing bright lights moving in racetrack circles over the summer. That was when it happened. But they're told that they're saying that their employers told them to keep their mouths shut. Don't you dare say anything about UFOs. Deacon, I know you believe in UFOs, don't you?
I think anybody that doesn't believe that, anyone that believes that we are the only life in the universe, I'm not going to call you a moron. I'm just going to say that you are very uneducated in astronomy, is all I'm going to say. You are highly uneducated in astronomy
Maybe.
and math.
Maybe not.
And math. I will say, and math and statistics. Your wife is a statistics professor, isn't she?
Sure. Yeah.
So
she is.
So let her figure out the statistics if there is life in the universe. Math.
Yeah, but that doesn't. Yeah, but okay, but that doesn't change my day to day existence. Like whether I believe it or don't.
Doesn't change my day to day existence either. I think other beings have been visiting our planet before
they
me
come
and you
here.
were ever.
Is this like the gas station of the universe or something?
Why would we want to go to other planets? And we get to another planet.
I don't want to go to another planet.
I do. And we find we find a civilization on this other planet that is far less than ours. I would want to observe them because if you could go back, if we could look in a window and go back and use if we could use that little thing that's supposedly the Catholic Church is keeping underneath Vatican City. They supposedly have this window thing that can look back in time. Okay.
Oh, really?
For real. So if we could use that window and look back in time, you don't think we would study history and study how people were back then? So that's why
I know exactly what I would do. If there was a window that I could look back in time and do anything, I would open that window and I would see cavemen or whatever, and I'd be like, this will be funny. I'm gonna throw rocks at them.
But you're a jackass. You're a jackass.
Yeah,
not everybody's a jackass. Most people want to study And
That's what humans would do to an alien species. If we went to another planet, we would go there with the noble intention
if
of like,
humans went to another planet, we would be
we would
drawing
be
giant penises in the sky. You know,
yes,
we'd be drawing
we would
giant
be
dicks in the
shooting them and seeing if we could barbecue them.
Exactly.
And
So
why
let's
would you
just
think
pray
aliens
to
are different?
God that the aliens don't fucking come here and do that. I think the aliens are different because they are higher consciousness than we are, and they've realized that you can't do that. We are a barbaric species.
Okay,
that's
my point. If aliens are a higher consciousness, what in the world are they doing coming to Earth?
Okay, JJ. They are. I just answered that question. They're studying us. Jesus. But this is the same thing on you driving through the bad part of town. Okay, when you're driving through the bad part of town,
Earth is the ghetto of the cosmos. I got you. Go on.
We're the fucking ghetto of the cosmos. They're driving through here, and it's like National Lampoon. Kids roll up the windows. Look. You know, keep the windows rolled up, but look at that out there. When we drove through West Virginia, that really poor parts of West Virginia, and you drive through some of those poor areas and you see these trailers on cinder blocks and stuff like that and all this stuff in the yard, you're like, you gawk at it, don't you? You gawk at that still. Look at that.
I mean,
gosh, that guy's
if it's really excessive, mostly I'm just like, I guess that was the affordable alternative. He had it for a foundation at the time.
Well, you're such a positive person, Peter. Positive Peter. But they don't.
All right.
No, I do believe in UFOs. I believe that UFOs have visited our planet for a long time. That's just me.
Check out this map. Okay. A series of strange UFO incidents over the Pacific Ocean this summer were captured on video and in air traffic control recordings after sightings by dozens of pilots.
Same place the Foo Fighters were spotted in World War II.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Not Dave Grohl's band, the actual Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I really thought you were talking about the band. I was like, what are they doing?
They were named after. He named them after the phenomenon.
Okay. Pilots attempted to film from their cockpits the group of 3 to 5 bright objects which appear to fly around the area of the sky where the scoop of the Big Dipper constellation sits. I guess that's just relative to where they were at.
Okay.
Some of the witnesses told DailyMail.com they are now being told by their employers to keep quiet and are being and are calling for better reporting procedures for encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena.
Because they don't want to be called stupid, crazy people. The company.
Here's your little video of like a bright thing in the sky captured, I guess, from maybe a cockpit or something. I'm not sure. Here's one of the pilots. Chris Van Voorhees. Ooh. Voorhees, 63, told DailyMail.com he saw between 3 and 5 bright objects far brighter than stars around them, fading in and out with no discernible pattern.
So wouldn't you want to give this guy a little benefit of the doubt, considering he is a professional pilot, that's what he does for his job is sit and look out that fucking window. He sees stars, he sees birds, he sees all kinds of stuff in the sky. So if he sees something out of the ordinary enough to fucking talk to the Daily Mail about it, don't you think it would be a little strange? He's not a kook. He's not the only professional pilot that has been saying this. They've been saying this for 100 years. 100 years.
I am not attacking this pilot's character. I accept his word that he saw something up there. However, a different hypothetical pilot that could be reporting stuff, I might suggest that there's some history of pilots flying while drunk, seeing
I'll give you that.
So, I don't know. And, there's just, I do believe there's things that we don't understand about our world, but I think that they're terrestrial. I think they're from our world. We just don't understand. Like,
I do too. I think there's terrestrial things we don't understand, but I also
Am I absolutely gobsmacked that there's something that's perceived as a bright light in the sky? I don't know. I'm not shocked. I just don't attribute it to UFOs per se. So here is some of the conversation, I guess, on the radio. He said, this is Mark Husley, quote, "We've got a few aircraft to our north and he's going around in circles, much higher altitude than us. Any ideas what those are?" this is a pilot flying a Gulfstream charter jet off the coast of Los Angeles. And the radio controller says, no, I do not. The controller responded, you're not entering any military airspace or anything. I am not sure. Basically, the air controller's perspective was like, well, you know, we kind of expect you to be able to see weird stuff that is unidentified if you're in military airspace, because we're pretty much used to like the Army or the Navy flying super drones out there. The pilot described seeing maybe 3 aircraft there, and then there's like 7 of them, and then estimating there are these 10,000 feet above them, and they just keep going in circles. He said, I was an F-18 pilot in the Marine Corps, and I'm telling you, I've done many intercepts. I've never seen anything like this. So, you know, there's weird stuff going on out there. Here is a photograph. I guess these are from maybe from one of the cockpits. So there's a star, and a star circled in red. And then there's this thing that's like super bright. So, and there were 2 of them moving in a circular fashion. Anyway, kind of weird stuff. I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion other than there must be some other explanation.
I don't know. Crazy, huh?
I don't know. What do you think, chat? You guys believe in UFOs? Do you believe in aliens? What would be the best flavor of barbecued alien? Would you eat an alien?
Maybe.
I'm not ruling it out. There was a movie way back in the like early 90s or 1980s called Enemy Mine. You ever seen
Enemy Mine? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, who was the guy that played
Dennis Quaid?
And there was somebody else that played the alien.
Yeah, I think that was Cuba Gooding Jr.
No, it was like Lou Gossett. Was it Lou Gossett Jr.?
I don't think so.
It was Lou Gossett Jr.
Oh, we're having an IMDb fight.
Man, that was a good movie because that male alien species is the one they have birth. They give birth. Remember that was the thing.
Damn it, Deacon, you're right.
Lou Gossett Jr.
Score for you.
I've seen that movie a bunch, man. That was a good one.
If you were stranded on a desert planet, there's nothing else to eat, and you were stranded there with an alien, and that alien was laying eggs, you'd be having eggs.
You'd be having an omelet
for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Most of the chat already. I asked, and chat already answered the question. So some of them. Jeremy thinks there's no aliens. He's with me.
Y'all are crazy.
Do good says there's no aliens. Good morning,
crazy.
Do good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all are all crazy.
I'm
not going to call you.
Jordan says that Deacon thinks all of chat is stupid. Facts. Facts. All right.
I love you all. With the bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
But I think that.
Hey, guys, what should I do? I'm just so stressed with time. I have comics in the mail I haven't even opened yet. I can't do it now. And I have another book that I recorded a video for the other day. I just don't have time to assemble like a video of like, hey, check this out. But I don't know. I don't know if I should just do it on a live stream or something, a separate show. But guys, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Jordan, do good. If you're still listening, we have a super secret Discord server. Jeremy tells me that you're on Discord. So there's a super secret Discord server. You can get there following the breadcrumbs from the Rumble channel. There's a locals link in the description, and then you can get to the Discord server, and you guys can hang out, tell us stories and stuff. Am I missing anything, Deacon? Did I do all of the show things I was supposed to do?
Besides telling everybody that I'm dead, I don't think you got everything.
Ooh, got an internet problem here. I don't know if that was me. That's it, guys. We'll see you guys Monday morning. I might do a show. I'll probably do a show this weekend drawing something. So tune in, hang out, and we will see you guys later. Bye, everybody. UFOs are fake. That's the wrong one. It didn't get. It didn't. I was trying to go out and be like, I got the last word.
Trying to get the last word in. You see?
You missed it.